Welcome. This is Teeks time, and your learning starts here. This is the weekly live. We have a Q&A, so feel free to ask any questions in the comments. And if you're feeling really brave, join the community. These completely free. There's a QR code right there, and I'm sure the group will try and answer, or I'll answer, and your question could be featured in the next live. So starting today, we have, I has gone to that screen. So yeah, this is the Q&A, and starting today, we have a question from Vella, and it's, we could really use lessons on using styles. Okay, that's a big subject. So here we go. So styles, where do we find them? That's the question. It's like where? So styles are in the FX panel, which is just here, and then it's down the bottom in that red, just there, where it says styles. And then you get usually the default. This is tonight's lesson, so that's what we got two actually, which will be available after lesson saver, and it'll be in the description, the download link, and it'll be on the club as usual. Just noticed it's in black and white. Really odd. I wonder why. Just checking the latency, seeing if that is an issue. Hey, Second Terror. Hiya. Is your screen black and white, or it should be color? Just trying to fix a few errors here. I think it's just on the styles panel, which is a bit weird. I'm not really sure what's going on there. In fact, I can see the screen's not moving at all. Oh, it is now. So let me go back into the styles and see what color, and that it come in color. Very odd. Color, or do you mean, yeah, the styles was coming up black and white, which is odd. Affinity weirdness. Okay, so moving on. That's really fine. Styles is in the FX panel, and in styles there's a couple of different ways that we can use styles. One is a new tool recently called the color picker, or the style picker, and this one is located underneath this color picker here, just here, and there you see it, style picker, just there. Now what that does is, let me just make a style, just make a little rectangle here. So if we put a few styles, let's put a black streak on that, make it a red, or actually we'll gradient it. So, and then we'll get another rectangle, but this one will have just plain white, no streak. But we want that red gradient and the black streak on the other rectangle. So there was an older way through the menus, which I'll show you next. But this tool, which came out, I think, version 2.0 or something. I don't know, it's more recent. But yeah, you just pick the style picker. Can you see it says picker's empty up there? So you just tap the style first. Then it says picker's loaded. and then oh, it's already done it. That's very weird as well. I was meant to then click on the white rectangle, but it's already done it. Let me try that again. And let's just clear the picker. Hey, Villa. No probs, no probs. Just trying to remember. Oh, yeah, there we go. So that's deleted. Try this again. Say white with no streak. We just go into this one, into our style picker tool. Select the item that we want to steal the style from. Yeah, and it says loaded up here. And now you should just pick on the white rectangle and it will just copy over. So that's how to do it with the style picker. It says brand new tool, recently out. Very cool. If you got a load of objects that you just want, quickly put the same style on. There we go. So the older way, which is this one, and it's copy and paste style. This can be found up in these three dots up here in the menu, and you just copy the item just here and paste style just there. I'll just show you the red. So copy and paste style there and there. That's because I was still on style picker. So let's do it that way now. I'll just get rid of that picture because it's in our way. Get rid of these two red rectangles. So set up the two rectangles again. So we'll go black streak and the gradient red. Don't want the gradient that way. Let's get it that way. There we go. So now we just want another shape. Doesn't have to be a rectangle, but we'll just keep it the same so it's easy. And this one is basically plain white, no style on there. So what we would do is pick the original rectangle just here, go into the three dots menu, put copy, then we'll select our white rectangle and paste the style, and there you go. That is now copied that style over, but as you can tell, that was the old way of doing it. It takes a lot more steps, but we can get away with just making that a style now as well. Well, not now, it's always been there. And I'll show you some of these. So this goes back to, if I can turn these off. So the original styles in the FX panel, they're in styles just here. So you get your shape, whatever it is. Let's just say it was that. It's the white rectangle. And you go into FX and then into styles at the bottom. And that brings up usually just default. And you'd pick whichever one that you wanted. And it would do that style. Then you see there's plenty of different ones. And that's because I had to show you how to build those styles in a bit. Some that you are meant to do, some that you aren't meant to do, but it happens anyway. So I'll show you all that. So where are we? Let's go to the normal styles. Turn that one off. So this is the styles that I showed you. We go in here, So that's all those styles. And then right at the bottom, we've got the spiral, but I'll go into that in a sec. Let's start with the normal ones. So these are already done, but they're really easy to do. So the way the style picker or style panel was meant to be used. So you got your shape, and I said circle, and you got it just like this. And you got multiple other ones, just like this, and like this, like this. But you want them all to be the same. So you go into the first one, set up exactly how you want. Now you can do things like stroke, fill, FX, that kind of thing. But you wouldn't be able to do something like a file, not a file, a layer within a layer, that kind of thing. So it's just FX and colors. So simply, I'll show you now. We go, I don't know, say like a red streak. Make it a bit larger. There we go. So you can see. And then the fill will have blue. That kind of blue. And then we'll put the FX on it, which is what I always put scaled object. And which ones we have? Let's say the outer shadow, wherever that is, there. And just give it a little bit of outer shadow. Now, I want these exact features put on all these circles. So what I could do is go up here into FX, into styles, then create a whole new one. So you will just create a new category, and we could just call this, I know, my styles or something that you recognize as yours. So my styles, and you'd select that particular one, which it is. And then when you go to FX styles, in my styles, if you click this three line menu at the top, you can say add from selection, and there it is. So now I'll just go to the other ones, like this one. We can just go into FX and press that style, and it's got the exact same features. So the red streak, the blue fill, and the FX air shadow. And you could just do that on all the objects. So you select the next one, add that style, select the next one, FX, add that style, and we'll just do the last one, just see, FX, that style. So now they all got the same. That is how it was meant to be on styles. So, and then you can do various different ones and save them all. Like, you don't have to do red and blue like that, but you could do a mix of everything. So, I don't know, let's make another shape. So this one, let's go with a green streak and a purple fill, and the FX this time is gonna be the inner shadow, and we'll just have that in a little bit, just like that. There we go. Now we want to add that to our styles, so we'll just go back in styles, back into my styles, I think it was, wherever it is. Trying to find, there we go, my styles. And we just add from the selection, just that one. Sorry, my voice is really bad tonight. So add style from selection, and now you see the other one. So if we selected that circle over there, that one, and we wanted that particular one in a different style, we can then put that one in that style. And that's how you're meant to use styles. Now, there's a couple of things that are interesting about styles. A couple of things that it's not meant to do, but it does anyway. So just delete these. And I'll show you the next category, which is the photos. So, as you can see, there's multiple styles here. I go to effects and go into photo styles. So you got all these. Now this is not meant to happen, but there's a very easy way to do this, and I'll show you that. So let's turn these off. So we'll get our white rectangle. Yeah, just usual like that. And we'll go to the pixel bay just here, and we'll get a photo. I can't think what to get. Some kind of texture, whichever one it is. That one is it. So rusty. If I can drag it in. So there we go. Rust texture. And we put that inside circle. If I can. Where's the circle? You drag that out because that's too annoying. So, oh no, let me go on to move tool. Our rust texture is in the circle. Cool. Now, if we go to my styles, just here, and we click add it from selection, which is yeah, that one, the rust texture, and we go FX, add from selection. Nothing happens. Well, something has actually happened, but you can't see it. So this invisible square up here, I can't really select it without showing you. It's there. That is actually there, but you can't see it. But it is there, trust me. If I click on it now and delete it, because if we try using that style, it'll probably crash. It doesn't like this at all. So I'm just gonna delete that one. You see, style 3, and it's completely black. So what we want to do to make this happen is we want to get a hold of our picture again outside of our circle. So just the actual texture itself, just like this. And what we're going to do is come up to this 3-dot window here, Renee. Yeah, you come up to these 3 dots and you say convert to curves. Now, nothing really happens. You get nodes on each edge of the picture, but you can't really do anything with it because it is an image. So this technically shouldn't happen. So you've got an image thinking it's a vector right now, but that does give us an interesting thing for styles, because now if we go to my styles and say add, it will give us a style that is that rust. So now we can go in and just delete that, and we'll give that ellipse the style of rust. So I'll just click on the rest, and look at that. That's very strange. With styles, I'm just reading your comment. I do have problems with styles on my week pure. Yeah, styles is a bit of a funny beast, which I'll show you on the spiral in a sec. It can be very weird. So yeah, images as styles can work, just like that. The other thing that you can do with styles, you can make them a bitmap, then make it a style. And styles can be so tricky. They can, and they're easy when you know what you're doing. So I'm just gonna quickly make a seamless file a minute. So we'll just go to random shapes. Let's use stars. So we'll get our star, and you know this trick to make seamless patterns, don't you? So if you get this one around the edge, which is not snapping, which is weird. And that's still a bit off. Wonder why that is. Wonder why it's not snapping there. Oh, the shape's not quite to the edge. See where that point is? Well, that shouldn't affect anything. So we'll duplicate that now. And deadly in line with the other one. You can also go to select both of them, so you know both. Oh, one's got to be inside, one's got to be out. Me not following my own thing. So you see, our red lines are basically making a. There's my guy not moving. So I'm just looking. Hello. Yeah, he is now. Good. So yeah, you get one just outside, one just inside, and then group them. And now, when you move the star together, it will be exactly seamless. So we'll have one here. We'll do the same again for the top, but we'll have a different shape. Let's go diamond this time. So this diamond here, we'll have one just outside. See it snap there. And duplicate that. We'll show you both, and then we can have to move that one. Then put on both. So yeah, one outside, one inside. Group them. If you want to make sure that they're dead in line, by the way, you can go on transform alignment, and then you can set it exact inline. Where's the inline going on? Is it that one? Yeah, there we go. So if they were off slightly, they're now in line. And you can do that with the other way as well. Ready? Who's accusing who? I didn't see what the original thing was, but that is funny to read. So now that we've got those grouped, we can, wherever we move them, will be directly in line for some seamless pattern. So I'll put that one about there. And then whatever we put in the middle doesn't matter. So I'll make it a triangle. And we just need one of these just in the middle. And it doesn't, like I said, doesn't matter if it's dead in the middle or anything. So let's give these different colors. So let's make the stars yellow. Yeah, yellow. We'll make the diamonds a blue. And the triangle a red. Just perfect. So now we'll just export these, just like this. And we can just save that to desktop, not desktop, but camera roll or desktop, depending on who's doing it. Did I do it? I didn't see me do it. So yeah, share, save image. We'll go to camera roll. Probably got 2 of them now. I should pay attention. But now we've got the sequence pattern. We can also make that a style. So we don't need these anymore. We can get rid of them. So make a ellipse just in the middle here. Doesn't matter what color it is, because we're gonna bitmap fill it. So we'll add a fill, turn it into a bitmap, and we'll just get that seamless pattern. Yeah, I did it twice. Very weird, but there we go. And I'll just change the actual background so you can see. There we go. That is. And also, because it's seamless, you can actually stretch it now, and it'll always be perfect. Now, I can make that into style. So go on my styles, just go on the ellipse, and say my styles, add to selection, and there you see it. So if you went to another shape, like a rectangle up here, and it didn't have the pattern, say it was just white, just like that, and you wanted to add that pattern, you go to FX, styles, and into that one, and add it. So that again shouldn't really happen, but it does. So that's a bitmap into style. Now the only thing with bitmaps like that one's worked out perfect. If I try and do that again, it probably won't work just the same way. So I'll just get rid of these, and we'll try making another one. So it's get a moon shape this time. So we got our moon here, and we'll do the same thing. So snap it just outside, and duplicate it, and snap it just inside. Make them into a group, and then when you move them together, they will make perfect seamless wherever they are. So up here, we'll change the main background to blue or something. If I was on Muto, or it was on the grayscale, so I'll make that more like a darky blue, and we'll make those means yellow. There we go. So we'll add some more shapes. So we'll do stars. We'll do this one here. Make sure it's outside. And duplicate that. And make sure it's just on the inside. Now, I'm not too sure if they were lined up. So now, so you see they're off level. So you want it to be perfect. So go into transform and into align, and I think it's this one. And now they'll be perfectly aligned. So you can group those and move them, and now they will be seamless wherever they are. So we'll leave them there. And we'll do another shape. Let's do a circle. Just here. Perfect. Now one just outside, another one just inside. So that. Make sure they're completely level, which they are. Group them. And then wherever they are, you'll get your seamless. So I'll that about there. And we'll just do a shape for the middle. And we'll shape. Let's do a double star. And just put a double star right there. Perfect. So now that we've got our seamless pattern, we can export that to the camera roll. Keep an eye on this time. So there we go. Now we don't need those. We can get rid of them. Put this back to the original grey. Just down here. And when we make a shape, now this might crash or something. I'm going to try bitmap fill, which will work fine anyway. This one. Oh, now see how, even though I click the star one that we just made, it's come out the old style. If any, he doesn't like it when you try forcing its hand. So we'll just go back and we'll try that again. So let's go to a bitmap fill. Make sure we choose the star one. Select this one. Oh, and it's still doing it. That's very strange. So yeah, Finny, where does, like I said. So what we'll try is we'll go back. You know, all the spirals are there. I'll show you now. All those spirals at the bottom, they were all actually different images. And every time I would go out of the program, back in, they'd then turn to spirals. So I see the triangle and it works. Question is answered. I didn't see what the question was, sorry. Oh, could you put something in the center and have it work? Put it in the file slot. Yeah, say anything that's not on the edge, you can put in and it'll be like perfect every time. Because there is no edge to match up with, so you don't have to worry about anything in the middle. You don't have to have that exact amount either. You could put tons of stuff as long as you do that seamless trick each side, then it'll be okay. So I'm gonna try and force this to work. Yeah, so we're back to normal. Just gonna close down Affinity and start up again and see if that solves our issue when it comes in. So I'm just gonna go to the bitmap, go on fill. This is the object we want to fill, and we want to fill it with a bitmap. This one. Oh, it actually worked this time. You see it working there. So if I go to FX in the styles, you can. Oh no! See how that's con spirals. It really doesn't like this tool. So I'll try and save this one as a style, but we might get errors and things. Where's it? Add from selection. So at the moment it's worked. So if I put a square here and make sure it's white, and then just try and add that style, There we go, worked. But if I go back to our shapes, it's nice spirals. Yeah, Affinity Designer is a bit weird, and I try and push it to the limits, see what you can get away with and can't get away with, and this is just at the edge. I think I'm trying to get it to do these things. So now that circle is the means of this, and the other one's spirals. I'm just gonna try coming out, shutting it down, and going back in again and see if we have a different result. Now they're all gone spirals. So if I go into the styles, yeah, they're all gone spirals. I don't know what it is, but it loves spiral. I did the spiral first, and then I think it broke because everything I've tried since, it just ends up spirals. So I'm just gonna delete them because they're useless. Just like that. And get rid of these. Right now, we make envelopes. And we go to gradient tool. And we add a bitmap. This time we'll choose the the shapes. See what happens. Oh, it's actually color shapes. So I'm gonna go to FX. See, add to, add from selection. Then it's behaving so far. So if I make another shape just here, I'm just gonna change the way so that we see it change. So I'm gonna go to FX, my styles, and choose the shapes. And there we go. But if I come out, shut it down, go back in, see what happens. It's easy, but I think it's when you use it. Oh, look, spirals. It's so weird. But yeah, when you use it like it's meant to be used, it is that easy. Like, it spirals again. Just can't get away from the spirals. I think I broke Affinity. I'm just gonna delete these. But yeah, if you use it how it's meant to be, so if we go to the normal ones, so any of these styles, they will work every time, guaranteed. Apart from these spirals at the bottom, ignore that. I'll just try and get rid of that. There we go. So yeah, all of those ones will work perfectly every time. And as you can see, there is one right in the middle there, and it's the, but I'll say the bitmap is doing what it wants. Absolutely, it's Affinity. I called it Affinity weirdness. Sometimes, like I say, messing about with it does crash it, but I do try to get away before I can. It just doesn't work in my favor sometimes. It's funny. What was I gonna say? The one in the middle is actually blush. So I know you can hardly see it on this colour, but it is blush. I think I don't use it enough in bitmap to encounter problems. And to be fair, I think if you just used bitmaps, it would be no problem. It's trying to mix bitmaps with styles. That's when it's like, wait a minute, what are you trying to do? It's a bit like adding multiple layers and then trying to go into style. I'll show you that now. That's an interesting one as well. So let's just clear these off. Let's make a shape. So let's just make a circle here. And we'll make it red. Is it red? Is it? Oh, inside a folder. That's why. So yeah, this red circle here. So if we added some layers, so let's give it some shading, some cell shading. So we give it a shadow. It's red but darker inside. And you see we've added a layer inside the layer, just like this. And then we add another little circle at the top, just here. And we make that the opposite, so it's more lighter. Just turn it a little bit, just like that. So now that's kind of like it's 3D, kind of. It was a bit of a rushed job, but you get what I mean. So this layer has got layers within the layer. Now, if I go to my styles and add it as style, what do you reckon happens? It'll just go. It can't do this. So I'll add to style. Gaussian blur the dark layer. If you want, that's not soft shading, that is soft shading. But if you want to do that, we could do effects on both these. And there we go. Right. So that is soft shading, which I like to do soft shading, but there we go. So yeah, now soft shaded red eye. So I'm gonna add that to my styles and see what happens. Makeshift more 3D. Makeshift. Makes it more 3D. It does, but I like the cartoony style of the other. But it's personal preference. But I get what you mean, because I used to make all my characters and everything like soft shaded. John, who we used to follow, he did everything soft shaded, but I just like the old comic book style soft shaded. So getting back to this, I'm gonna add this as the style, and as you can see, it's red here. So if I make another shape just here, and then we add that style to the shape, we just have the red, not any of the effects, because they were separate layers. We can try and get around that there, which I always do. So I'm going to delete that style. If it'll let me. Come on, dummy. Delete. Right. So let's get rid of that rectangle. Let's get rid of the background. And let's make that shape as big as our canvas. So up here and up here. Just make sure it's to the edges. I'm going to make this a bit map. So it's literally one layer. So export, share in camera roll. just like we would do with our seamless patterns. And I'm gonna, we don't need that anymore, so I can just delete it. Go into our background. Don't need those rectangles either, so delete these. Delete that one. So we'll make our shape again. So we'll just have a circle like this. And we'll add our bitmap. This here. A bitmap of the red circle with the shading. Oh. And there you go. So now you've got that same image, but it is just one file, not multiple files. So again, we can try this, but it might not work. So you go to My Styles and add from the selection, which is now one layer. And as you can see, it looks like it's worked. So we can just make another shape. Just make it white. Because we want to add the My Style to it. And it works perfectly, just like that. However, if I now come out and shut Affinity down, open it back up, well, we have spirals. Yep, spirals. So if I go to My Styles, oh yeah, look, it's spirals. I'm just gonna delete that. Question from Bella. You can change colors. Yep, let me show you that now. So let's make that up again. So we'll just make our ellipse here, and we'll do it red again, and then we'll change it afterwards. So I'll just make this multiple layered. The darker red. So now put it inside the circle. Now, do you want it self shaded or soft shaded? I just want to make everyone happy. I'm just gonna make this light. So there we go. So now we've got our layers within the layers, just like this. And we're gonna change the color. I'll leave it self-shaded for now. If you don't like it, I'll change it. But yeah, we want to change the color of the subject. I'm happy regardless. Well, that's good to know, Rennie. Like I said, I used to do it all the time, but I think now I've finally picked self-shaded. I don't know why, but that is my thing. So, what was I doing? Change color. So if you go to adjustments and then recolor, make sure it's only affecting the object, just like that. Now when you change the hue, it'll actually change the highlights and shadows to whichever color you want it to be. So we can leave it purple, just like that. So that is a way to change colors of any object which has shadings that are nice and easy. You could do that whether it was one of the styles or whichever. Whether you just done it on your picture, done it like manually, anything. saves you having to change everything. So to get that exact same thing, I'd have to just going to duplicate it so we didn't get rid of that one. So yeah, you would have to get rid of the recolor. And if I can delete it. Okay. So we're back to our red one. You would literally have to change each bit. So you have to change this bit to purple, then this bit to darker purple, and that bit to a lighter purple. And there you get the same kind of thing. I know it's not exactly colours, but I was only showing you what I mean. So recolor, much easier. Especially if you want to just have a look what it looks like in the other colour. So yeah, I think that was all I want to show you on styles. We don't have any other questions at the moment, so I will just leave it open to Q&A, because you could join the community and ask in there. Leave a comment on this video, just ask right now, because I'm here. Anything you like. Yes, don't forget to thumbs up, etc. Good one, Bella. I always forget to say about it. So yeah. If there's any other questions, feel free. If not, I'm gonna call it there. A lot of information tonight, I know, but I will post all those information guides in the Discord. I was gonna call it a forum. It kind of is a forum in the group. Let's just call it the group. You usually forget to, yeah. No questions, no problem. So if that's everything, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for coming.